Hello, friends. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. We are almost to the weekend. I can almost taste it. I hope you've had a great week so far. Once you hop on, say hi in the comments. I'm glad that you're able to either hop on the live or on the replay at a later date. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's A Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. If you are looking for inexpensive, easy to clean, easy to make DIY home decor and gift ideas, you happen to be in the right place. Again, just say hi in the comments. Tell me where you are watching from. I am using an online platform this evening called StreamYard, so I'm live in 3 locations this evening. I'm live on my business page. I am live on my YouTube channel, and I'm also live in my private Facebook group. I tell you that in case you hear me refer to a comment that you don't see in your comment feed. That viewer may be commenting and watching from another platform. Also, if you're watching from my group, if you wouldn't mind giving StreamYard permission to access your profile name and pic, that way if you happen to comment, you show up in my comment feed with your profile name and pic. Otherwise, you show up as Facebook user and I don't know who to say hi to. That link happens to be at the very bottom of the description of the video if you are watching from my private Facebook group. With that, let's say hi. I see that Jason is watching from the other side of the door, and he says he is ready for the weekend. Again, if you happen to be hopping on late or hopping on later, just say hi in the comments or put hashtag replay. You know you are live if you see that right there. That red box right up there says live. If that is no longer there, then that means you are on the replay. I haven't done that for a while, so I was out of habit as to which way I needed to go. So with that, I'm going to flip my camera so I can show you what our project is this evening. And yes, I noticed there is a typo in my thumbnail, so I will have to fix that later. But if you've been with me for a while, you know that around Valentine's Day, we recreated this candle for Valentine's Day. It had this cute little bow. It had this cute little tag. And I think before that, it was probably another design. So we are going to redesign it for Halloween this evening. That is the beauty of Couture products. If you are using chalkboards, metal, and I will say Couture chalkboards, metal and glass. The chalk paste is water soluble and it is removable off of those surfaces. Hello, Melissa with Junk and Craft Treasures. How are you this evening? Glad that you are able to join. So I'm just going to spray this with a little bit of water so that we can get it removed. So chalk paste is water soluble. Once you add water to it, it does reconstitute itself and it makes it easy to remove. In fact, I can just kind of start rubbing and you can see it starting to dissolve. It kind of turns back into a liquid slightly. You can also use a paste scraper. You could use an old credit card, gift card. We're going to use the paste scraper. Makes it really easy to get that chalk paste off. And I just have a towel and a plastic tray down to kind of help protect my desktop surface. Just scraping all of that paint off. If you wanted to keep the design permanent on this glass candle, you could probably get away with spray sealing it, although it may cloud your glass up a little bit. It may give it a frosty look. You could try polyacrylic, but just keep in mind I do a spray polyacrylic, because if you try to brush anything on, you may reconstitute your paste and it may smear after you've done all of your work. I think I want to use a paper towel. I don't want to use a wipe. So I'm just going to grab a paper towel. Try to get a lot of that gunk off. Just wiping all of that paste off. It's a squeaky clean. Try to get all of the remnants of Valentine's Day off of there. You could probably even get away with using your fingernail to get it off. Okay, I think I've got most of it off. That's going to go straight into the laundry. I'm going to put that to the side. Okie doke. I'm going to bring in a towel to help protect my surface. So we're going to just use, this will be hopefully a quick project. We're using the Thanks for Dropping In. It is a size A 5x7 transfer. These are sticky back, reusable transfers, silkscreen transfers. They are reusable about 8 to 12 times, depending on how well you take care of them. Because they are reusable, and because I want to return them to this backer sheet, you can't see that very well. I'm just going to write the name of the transfer on the back. I'm just going to throw that one away so that when I am done cleaning the transfer, I can return it to the backer sheet, but I know that this side is the back and that it needs to be stuck down on this side. As far as colors, I did put the cart link in the description of the video. Instead of putting the jars in the description in the cart link, I put the Spooky Sparkle palette pack, because that is the only way to get orange Shimmer Pumpkin. So I'm using Shimmer Pumpkin, Shimmer Shadow, and I'm going to be using this month's promotional color, which is Shimmer Very Perry. The only way to get this is to earn it for free, and I can give you some more details at the end of the video. So tonight we will be using that color. Again, I can't even buy it. The only way you can get it is to earn it. Okie doke. And then I have some ribbon embellish, some little ribbon scraps. I have some little jack-o'-lantern bells. And I have a sparkly, spooky spider. And then we'll also be adding a tag. And I did forget to grab a transfer, which I think is down here. I'll give you a little peeky poo at how I store my transfers. Of course, it may not be in this one. It's not in this one, but I keep my transfers in these portfolios. I have different sizes for the different size of transfer. Let's see. must be in this one. And this one is a seasonal. These are the size B seasonal transfers. Let's go clear back here to Halloween. I meant to get this one out. Okie doke. Sorry about that. I was not prepared. Melissa says she stores hers that same way as well. I used to keep them in a notebook with sheet protectors, but I didn't like the fact that the packaging, I keep the packaging too, and the packaging wouldn't fit in the sheet protectors. So I had to have additional storage for the packages in case there was a transfer that I didn't ever use that somebody else wanted, I could sell it. So the portfolios, I think, work great. Less storage of other things. So again, we're going to be using the thanks for dropping by. And then I think I'm going to use the skull and crossbones from the Enter If You Dare. This was a transfer from last year, but they have unpaused it. And I have already written the name on the back. So we always want to fuzz our transfers, and since we are using glass, we want to make sure we do some extra fuzzing because it doesn't really matter how much you fuzz. These transfers are uber sticky when it comes to glass. So they will stick extra hard. So what I'm doing is just adding a bit of lint to the back side of the transfer to try to knock back some of that adhesive. And again, I could do this until my arm gets tired and it's still going to stick too hard to that glass. I really want to knock back quite a bit of that fuzz or of that stickiness. Okay. So I'm just going to line it up as best I can between the two ridges of the candle. I think that'll work. I don't think I'm going to put this outer band on the candle. We'll see. It might accidentally get put on there, but I need to try to get as many of those bubbles out as I can. It doesn't matter if there's bubbles here. I just need to make sure I get the silkscreen areas burnished down well. I think I have a goober right there. It's a piece of okay. Okie doke. Now comes the tricky part. So I think I'm going to tape off the border with just a little bit of placement tape. This is a lot like washi tape. Okay, this is going to be a bit tricky. Rounded surface, flat transfer. So I'm just tearing it into little pieces so I can get it where it needs to go. go a little farther. I'm just going to cut it in half because I don't really need all of that. This is probably what's going to take the longest. It's the boring part. So what was on the menu for everyone's dinner this evening? We had, I'm going to take this one off and cut it in half. We had spaghetti and meat sauce with cheese sticks. It was delightful. So I'm just cutting this in half so I can make it go a little farther because I am out. I need to go raid my washi stash because I have more washi tape than I will ever use. And I could use it for this. Jason said delicious spaghetti. Okay, so let's run this one along the bottom. Cover that line up. Let's see, oh, I do have a whole nother roll. Let's see if I can get that off. Nope. Oh, I have another roll here. Didn't know I had. So I don't need to cut it in half. Just slap it on there. Okie doke. Now we just need to figure out colors. Where do I want to use the colors? I could make the spider web all black and the spider. And then thanks for in the shimmer Perry and dropping in the orange in the shimmer pumpkin. And I could even maybe put the October 31st on the opposite side. I think maybe we'll do that. Okay, so let's get our paste colors out and open. So there is the shimmer pumpkin. There is the shimmer shadow. And here is the shimmer Very Perry. For being purple, it is pretty, although you know I'm not a purple fan except for around Halloween. So I'm just getting all that paste off of that foil seal. Waste not, want not. Get all the rest of that off. Okay. So let's get some squeegees out. Okay, I think we'll just do all of that spider web. I could do shimmer frost, the white, but I don't think on this light color candle that it would show up very well. I could also do silver, but I think I'll just do black for the spooky component. So if you like the look of loose glitter but hate the scatter effect of loose glitter, meaning it gets everywhere, you will like the shimmer paste because the glitter is kind of encased in the paste. It rhymes. I'm a poet and didn't know it. So it doesn't get everywhere. It'll stay on your transfer, and your transfers will be a little shiny. But as far as leaving its impact on the rest of your craft room, it is fully encased in the chalk paste, so it doesn't make a big mess. It has mica flakes in it. It's super sparkly and super contained. So there is the black. Look at that color. Look how sparkly it is. So I'm going to do the thanks for. I don't think I'm going to do that line. There's a line in between thanks for, and dropping by. I don't think I'm going to do that line unless I accidentally do it. And darn it, I should have done the black last. Because now I'm getting it everywhere. Okay, and so then we'll do the orange shimmer pumpkin. It's a little thick, but I think it'll still work. And then we'll carry the orange around to the back side when we do the October 31st. So I can put my excess back in the jar. I got way too much. So do you tell me in the comments with a pumpkin emoji, do you decorate for Halloween, or do you just do fall and then skip to, are you put a pumpkin emoji if there is a pumpkin emoji, put a pumpkin emoji in the comments if you decorate for Halloween, put a leaf emoji in the comments if you just decorate for fall, or put both if you decorate for fall and Halloween. See how I told you it doesn't matter how many times we fuzz, they're just super sticky when it comes to glass. So try to, if it does stick really bad, try to pull straight up to the ceiling. That way you don't curl or stretch your transfer. I'm just going to take all the tape off. Stick that over by my water. Let's get this dried. Melissa put a pumpkin, a ghost, and 2 leaves. She is all for the decorating. I like to decorate for Halloween and for fall. Like sometimes in September I'll put fall out, and then I'll intermix Halloween with fall in October. And then definitely fall and Thanksgiving in November. Jason put a pumpkin, a ghost, a poop emoji. I can't tell what else is in there. A leaf and something else. I can't tell what the Melissa's agreeing that she's a super decorator. Okay. I think that's dry. Let's test the spider. Nope, I left the fingerprints. Jason said there's some extra emojis in there. Oops. We put the poop emoji and something else in there. Okay, I have a few oopsie doos in there. Oops, oopsie doo. Knocked something over. Melissa says that's cute. Let me, oops. I'm just going to spray a little bit of water on my table and get a Q-tip wet. I have a few spots where I didn't take that line off very well. Not terrible. I could probably leave them, but I don't have to because Couture makes it easy to fix oopsie doos. And there were a few spots where I had a little bit of bleeding, so I'm going to take the detail tool and I can just scrape kind of where some of those bleeds are. That happens every now and then. I am a mess. Let's get it off of my fingers. That would help. Okay, so let's dry my hands and I will lift it up and show it to you. So you do have to kind of be slightly careful because it's glass and it's slick, it's not fully, it'll never fully adhere. I could probably scratch a lot of it off. That's what that side looks like. So then I'm just trying to kind of find the middle. Okay. So then we'll add, the 31 is going to look kind of weird because I'm putting a round design on a round curved surface. So it may end up a little oval or egg shaped. But let's fuzz. This is not super sticky, but I just accidentally placed a little bit of it on the glass and it's kind of like a magnet. Okay, part of me wants to do this all orange shimmer pumpkin. Part of me wants to try to do all three colors. What do you all think? I don't know. I'm afraid some of them won't blend together very well. Trying to make sure I get all of that silk screen smooth. There's a few air pockets around the edge. I probably should just go easy and do all orange. I think that's what we'll do. So I'm just going to get a blob of orange. And because there's a lot of silk screen, I'm going to try to be a little more light-handed than I normally am. I'm a pretty heavy-handed squeegee user. But there's a lot of silk screen in this design. And so the heavier handed you are, the more you push and add pressure, the more you run the risk of wrinkling some of the silk screen. And that's when that's when you get air bubbles, and that's when your chalk paste bleeds. So now I just need to even out all my squeegee lines, pull off that excess. And let's see what we're left with. Again, because it sticks so hard, you want to try to pull up toward the ceiling, not toward you. Pull straight up, and then it won't stretch and then curl up on you. Okie doke. The shimmer paste do take a little bit longer than the regular paste to dry, so keep that in mind. I am notorious for leaving fingerprints in the shimmer paste because I don't let it dry enough. This probably would have looked better in shimmer shadow, but I wanted to add a little more orange. Okay, again, I have a little oopsie-doo right there. I'm just going to take the pointed end of the detail tool and just kind of scratch off the oopsie-doo. And right there is where it was. It is no longer there. So there is that side. And so there's that side. So we are done with the chalk paint. Well, we're not quite done. So I want to do my tag, and I probably should have painted it black, but I didn't. You know what? I guess I could really quick. I happen to have some black paint right here. Let me put my lids on my paste just for now. Although I guess I could add shimmer shadow or shimmer frost. Let's do a little painting. Let's just get some. I happen to have some cheap paint here. We'll just do kind of a stain. I'll use this wipe. That way it'll dry quick. Oops. Okay. Let's give that a dry. A little more gray. do the sides real quick. Easy peasy, it dries super quick. Make it a little darker. If you don't have any acrylic paint on hand, but you have your black chalk paste, your black velvet, you could paint with that. I just happen to have this black acrylic paint line here. Melissa says gotta run. She'll come back and see the final. Well, thanks for watching. Much appreciated, friend. Have a great evening. That is pretty dry. I'm going to let it dry a little bit longer. While it's drying, we're going to clean our transfers. Just like I don't like my fingers to be dirty, I don't like my transfers to sit there and have the chalk paste dry in them. So we're just going to go ahead and clean them. So I'm dropping them in my water bucket right now. Get that paste wet again. So you just, to clean them, it's super easy. You just need a water source, whether you spray them down with water or whether you use a tub like this, or if you go straight to the sink, it doesn't matter. You just need a water source. So I'm just trying to get that paste wet again so it's easier to get off. It's kind of been over here drying a little bit. So I'm using a board eraser, and I just got it wet, and I'm just going to use it to wipe off the paste. And like I said earlier, if you use the shimmers, some of that shimmer will stay on your transfer. It doesn't hurt anything. If you use a utility sink, the bottom of your utility sink may be a little sparkly. Again, doesn't hurt anything. Okay, so I'm going to flip it over and do the back side and see if I can release any more of that paste. Oh, I just splashed myself in the face. Okay, so let's do this one. Same thing. I kind of just hold on to two corners. And I just kind of go in one direction, and then I turn it around and hold the other two corners. I'm going to flip it over, try to release any paste that may be on the back side. I'll put that away so I don't spill it. And then I'm going to get a disinfecting wipe out. I'm going to wipe the back side and and try to get off some of that lint that we put on. And then you can leave them to dry, sticky side up, for about 10-15 minutes. But I have a tendency to forget. So I'm just going to pop mine back on while they're still damp. And then I'll just continue to let them dry like this, and then I'll put them away in their portfolios. Okay, so there's that one. So let's bring our tag back in. That away. Clean the water off of my glasses. I got myself good. Okay, I do want to sand this a little bit. I don't know if I have a lot of, there we go. Get it good and roughed up. And then I'm probably also going to wax it. There we go. Just going around the edges. Let's go back on that one. Looks good and cold. Okay, so now I'm going to get my wax out. Jason says he loves those sanded edges. So this is surface wax. You could use regular Minwax finishing paste wax as well. What this is going to do is seal off any little ridges or nooks and crannies that I can't see. Kind of fill those gaps in so that my paste doesn't bleed. It's also going to be a protective barrier between this painted wood surface and my transfer. So I just added a little bit of wax, and now I'm just going to buff it off the microfiber towel side of the wax applicator. I do not believe I added this to the cart link, but just know that you can add or delete anything to that cart link. So if you have a few things already, you can take those out. If you want to add like the wax and the wax applicator, you can certainly add those in. I don't even think I added the tags in. I forgot. Okay, so now I just want to bring in, come on, the skull and crossbones. Oops. I'm going to put it toward the bottom. I think I want it this way because I want to put one of those spooky spiders at the top. So I'm just burnishing down the skull and crossbones. I'm going to use shimmer shadow, black on tone. Just taking off the excess, smoothing out my squeegee lines. Perfect. Okay. I'm just going to put this over here. I'm actually going to spray it so it doesn't totally dry out while I'm finishing the candle. So now we just get to add our fun embellishments. So there is our skull and crossbones. Spooky and sparkly at the same time. Okay. Let's put that over here. So now let's bring our candle back. I'm going to lay this down so that my design does not scratch off. So we're going to kind of put that there. I think I'll just reuse this twine that I had on there earlier. No sense in getting out any more. So I'm just going to, I'm trying to keep from saying gonna. I'm just going to wrap, this around the neck of the candle. Tight. And then I'm going to put this through the hole of the tag. And let's cheat a little bit. Jason says he loves the tag. Thank you, thank you. I'm just going to cheat a little bit. Just to kind of, it can help me hold it a little bit. Okay. Now I just have all of these ribbons. I think I'll start, and I don't want a big bow. I don't think. Start with kind of crisscross those. I'm going to use that whole piece. I can always cut it off later. I only have one of those, but that's okay. I may not use it though, actually. I lied. I'm going to go ahead and cut those. And then I have some of this appropriate skull and crossbones ribbon that I don't get to use very often. I think I'll put down another color first. I need my little flat iron to flatten that out. So now we'll add some purple. And then we'll add some thick orange. This is a mess. This purple will help hold it down. And then Let's add our skull and crossbones. And then we'll add in this smaller orange. Okay. Poop sticks. Dagnabbit, I had it all perfect. Okay. Now, it's gonna work. Let's see if I can get that on there. Let's see if we can tie that. So I'm gonna tie the twine all around there. I'm going to tie it tight, as tight as I can. So the tighter I tie it, the more it's going to cinch all of those ribbons. I need a glue dot to hold my tag. So some of my ribbons shifted, so I just need to pull them tight, pull them through, and then just kind of separate where I can. And then I can come back in and trim as needed. So I like the top layer of ribbon to be shorter than the bottom ribbons. Just kind of gives it a little bit of depth. Oops, I cut that one the wrong direction. I like to have all my points going toward the middle. But sometimes that's just not going to happen, I guess. It's pretty cute, if I do say so myself. Let's pull that through again. And just kind of keep separating as you can to kind of give the bow some volume up and down, and to kind of separate. You can't see what I'm doing. Just trying to separate some of those strands so they're like the orange ones aren't laying on top of the orange, so that those tails are kind of separated. Some are going up, some are going down. And then if you have some that are fraying, like this orange organza likes to fray, you can come in with a lighter. Oops. Try not to melt them. Okie doke. I got some rogue. Cut that twine off. So I'm just going to cut my tails of my twine, and then I'm going to come in with a detail tool, and I'm just going to start the fraying process. of that twine. And you kind of untwist it the opposite direction that it's twisted, and it'll kind of help fray that even more. I just stick my detail tool in there and kind of pull up, kind of comb it out. Okay, now I just need to add our spider. I decided, I guess I'm not using those since I kind of forgot about them, but I definitely want to add a spider. Let's get all my trash picked up. Except for, I can add these back. No, Robin, throw those pieces away. Okay, so I have my little spider here. I think we'll just we'll have it coming down out of the bow. So I've got my hot glue gun here. And I think we'll just add some glue around the outside. Oh. Let's move him down a little bit there. Try not to light the spider on fire or my hand. Okay, so there is our little creepy tag. It's a cute tag, the little spooky sparkly spider. So there it says, thanks for dropping in. And on the back it says October 31. So there you go. Easy way to create a unique candle that you can redesign for the seasons, holidays, and your everyday decor. Okie doke. I told you that I would give you information about how to earn the Shimmer Very Peri. So it is a customer facing special. Again, you cannot buy it, you can only earn it. So as a customer, you can spend $90 US or $125 Canadian, and you can earn your very own 3-ounce jar of Shimmer Very Peri chalk paste. If you happen to be a club member, you can stretch your cart to $100 US or $130 Canadian, and you can earn the Shimmer Very Peri chalk paste and a detail tool for free. That is through the end of August or as supplies last. Again, it is limited time only. So that is how you earn the Very Peri chalk paste. So again, I'll show you the vertical version or the front-facing version of our candle. So there's the spider hanging down. There's the spider in our tag. And turn it around and it says October 31st. Pretty cute, if I do say so myself. Jason says, awesome project. Okie doke. So the Banana household is getting ready for Halloween. So I should be live again Saturday morning, about 10:30, 10:45 Central Time. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and thanks for watching either the live or the replay. I'm glad that you were able to hang out with me, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching.